Our last great column in the portico is opacity, the inverse of transparency. It is a way to hide an inconvenient part of the truth, and is generally done not in the interests of true art, but in the interests of one's career. It's a power play. For example, when writing, academic law teaches that one should try to hide one's own presence. One doesn't say, "When I was at the Met last October, I noticed the word Alba written on a painting by the master of Alkmaar." But examination of a painting by the master of Alkmaar in the Met reveals the word Alba. It should be written as if the scholar has no vested interest. Better still, that the scholar doesn't even really exist, but that this was something carved on a tablet and given to Moses to carry down the mountain. We are to believe that it is a virtue to pretend that the scholar is not a real person with flaws as well as strengths, that they have no prejudices, no angle, no political or economic agenda. Being transparent about these things is regarded as at best undermining the objectivity of one's work, as if hiding one's agenda made it more objective, and at worst as self-promotion. The truth, though, is utterly the opposite. Words and ideas are maps of reality, not reality itself, and while useful in part, they are also a drastic abbreviation of that reality. Whatever we throw light on casts an even larger shadow behind it, within which things unseen lurk to surprise us. I don't believe in secret agendas. I believe in transparency. And so, as for me, I'm a reluctant Caucasian, just the wrong side of 70, in a same-sex marriage with an Afro-Brazilian partner 30 years younger than me, with 2 adopted sons, a beagle, and a Siberian husky. I am horrified at what my ancestors did to build the wealth and culture of Europe, just as horrified at the Brazilian admiration for everything European, and appalled at the experiments done in our name on beagles and other animals. I have an agenda. I am not without prejudices. What I have written is not truth, because truth is a lie. What I wrote are words, a map of the reality I found, and which I want to share, not because I want fame, that terrifies me, or because I really need the money, but because I would like the world to be a slightly better place for my having been in it. And I believe that knowing who I am will help you judge how to use my words. How can one understand an acorn if one doesn't know that it comes from an oak? Let's take another aspect of the opacity-transparency issue to see what it reveals. Some were perhaps embarrassed by my choice of the art against which to measure Raphael's portrait of Julius II. It revealed something usually hidden. Now, hiding genitals is a symbolic gesture. It is a sign, an example of semiotics in action. And it means different things in different cultures. It has huge anthropological significance. The local Tainos, on seeing the first Europeans to arrive in the Caribbean, likely thought they were deeply suspicious. They hid their genitals. How could one know who they were interested in? How could one be warned when they were aroused? How could one know well in advance if they were diseased? They were devious, untrustworthy people. And who was this god they worshipped? The one wearing a huge acorn-shaped hat, masked from head to foot in a cylinder of fabric, as if he were a giant penis floating over the ground, glittering with sparkling jewels and gold ornaments. How to make sense of that? Clearly only their leaders were allowed to present one with the image of male genitalia. It was their closely guarded privilege. And they didn't show their real genitalia, according to Salai and Ali, because they didn't want the ewes that served them to have advance warning of what was in store for them. And so, as you see, there is no truth, only words, only maps of reality, and these maps only make sense when there is transparency and one knows what is on the mapmaker's mind.